The harsh reality of our environmental crisis lies in its unstoppable force, a crisis that crosses all boundaries, showing no favoritism or discrimination towards anyone. Consider, for instance, the wildfires in Greece, where 100 people lost their lives with an economic loss of $200 million. Or again, think about the drought in Australia in 2027 and 18, where economic losses reached $85 million. Or one more, consider the floods in Peru in 2017, where 185 people lost their lives with an economic loss of $3.2 million.
In the case of present environmental crisis, from wildfires to hurricanes, Envi emerges as the sole beacon of hope. With passion fueling innovation and determination driving action, we stand as a definitive solution. Harnessing artificial intelligence, we confront challenges and shape outcomes. Join us in this urgent journey toward a better tomorrow, where Envi, environmental vision, becomes reality.
The project Environmental Vision was born after a deep analysis of the urgent issues imposed by climate change and a strong will to support and answer the 13th goal of the Agenda 2030. The project depends on a mutual support between humans and artificial intelligence, in agreement with the European Ethical Charter on the use of AI and the principle of under-user control, taking into account the Data Governance Act, the Digital Services Act package and the Cybersecurity Strategy, fulfilling the European Call for Project Proposals and the Digital Compass 2030. And last but not least, it will respect the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in all of its parts.
Envi, not merely a startup but a heartbeat, an urgent ego resonating across our fragile planet. Our target audience, worldwide governmental institutions, NGOs, and other stakeholders invested in addressing environmental challenges. Our mission is crystal clear: to provide efficient support during environmental crisis using innovative technologies, such as AI, that work alongside expert teams. Our focus areas include communication, cooperation, data sharing, and emergency response. We are committing to enhancing decision-making processes in these critical fields.
We provide a comprehensive solutions that empowers agencies to navigate these challenges autonomously. Our approach begins with expert guidance but swiftly transitions to autonomy, leveraging AI technology. By providing tailored prompts and questions, we ensure that agencies can swiftly and efficiently address environmental crises, leading to resolutions that are faster, more efficient, and multifunctional.
Coordination, it's the conductor's button.
Our group works specifically on coordination during a crisis. Our main goal is to give governments a solid structure to follow in order to overcome difficulties, giving them a way of optimizing resources, people, and laws to overcome such difficulties.
Firstly, part of our work is to analyze the situation after the environmental disaster. In this case, the first point is to ask the AI which are the areas affected by the disaster.
We use the artificial intelligence to find the executive and administrative entities which were the best to organize and coordinate the event of environmental crisis using the question we wrote inside of the document.
We use AI to support us to know the damages to environment after the environmental crisis.
We ask artificial intelligence what are the long-term and short-term damages on population after the environmental crisis.
After having collected all the data, the next task is to ask the AI what is the best possible solution to take.
Right after the first consulting with Copilot AI, through which we gather some crucial data such as the demographic and environmental extension of the damage and its related legal channels to be contacted, we proceeded by asking AI an official and reliable protocol to adopt. As shown here in the chart, they gave us a pragmatic list of possible active initiatives aimed at rescuing the zones.
Response during emergencies. We are the architects of resilience.
Initiating a predictive modeling process for environmental crisis management in a startup involves several key steps. Firstly, understanding the goals. Secondly, choosing a quantitative metric to track progress.
Third, we have to trigger a predictive modeling process. And lastly, improving decision-making and insights. Every step counts in order to effectively initiate a predictive modeling process, make informed decisions, and address complex problems.
In our startup, to address environmental crisis and find responses with the help of AI, we understand that with AI we could test different crisis situations to see how well our plans work, and it guided us on how to best use our resources during the crisis time. After a crisis, AI helped us learn from what happened so we could improve our responses for the next time.
We have made a step-by-step guide on how to initiate the development and implementation process. First of all, we conduct a needs assessment to understand the specific requirements and challenges faced during the environmental crisis. Then we define the scope of the decision support system. Then there is the data collection and integration, the testing, and finally the continuous improvement of the decision support system.
What are the key steps that Envi has to follow to resolve crisis? Recognize the crisis, identify that there's a problem, assess, evaluate the nature and gravity and its potential impact on the environment and the population, get organized, set up a team to manage the crisis involving multiple agencies, keep everyone informed about what's going on. In many cases, you may declare a state of emergency or disaster to optimize resources. Get resources ready, make sure you have what you need to deal with the situation. For example, it has the personnel, funding, equipment and supplies.
Alongside the previously mentioned steps for resolving crises, Envi helps take action with evacuating people, search and rescue operations and providing medical help, keeping an eye on situations and we change our plans if needed. Crisis situations are dynamic and can evolve rapidly. Once a crisis is over, we help everyone get back to normal, or as normal as possible, by restoring essential services and supporting individuals and businesses affected by the crisis. And we learn from what happened. We figure out what went well and what could have been done better for next time.
Envi's website has been created using an easy-to-use interface for allowing efficiency for the users, and our most important feature is the SOS button, which redirects you to a page where you can find questions to ask AI in case of environmental problems.
Communication, our global megaphone.
Communication sector of Envi Startup focuses on enhancing communication during environmental crisis. We would like to help stakeholders to easily communicate information during emergencies, and we identify with the aim of generative AI three main points of our field that we wanted to address: real-time information dissemination, crisis communication protocols, and multilingual communication.
Real-time information dissemination and the development of communication channels are the means we use to achieve our goals. By AI and other innovative technologies, we aim to improve existing communication methods. To help us manage real-time technologies, we use AI and also to understand how and where our help was more needed.
Our crisis communication protocols are meant not only to handle crises, but to thrive in them. Our aim is to understand how to communicate effectively during crisis. We're coming up with new ways to communicate, like using AI to create efficient protocols that can be applied immediately in case of an emergency. To create crisis communication protocols, AI suggested us to designate spokesperson, create gathering, and craft key messages.
We understand that communication is a key factor in crisis resolving, especially in situations such that linguistic barriers become an actual limit to our performances. That's why we reached out ensuring a user-friendly experience thanks to our modern translation tools like real-time translation and cultural adaptations. It enables us to address people from different backgrounds and capabilities, and that's Envi. We believe that as languages evolve, we should evolve with them.
We firstly asked ChatGPT to tell us the most efficient ways and low-cost ways to communicate and use in case of an emergency, to guarantee real-time information dissemination. Then we asked in which languages we should communicate and use, and then to create a crisis communication protocol to guarantee also the activation of emergency system alert.
Data sharing, data pulses with change.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the dynamic realm of data sharing, a groundbreaking sector has emerged, one that harnesses the power of generative AI systems to support the decision making. Today, I would like to present you this transformative field operating under the visionary startup Envi. Our approach centers around four pivotal pillars: data management security supported by AI, data sharing processing, data predictive modeling, decision-making systems.
Hi, we prioritize safeguarding data. Our AI-driven security measures ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability. In a world where information flows continuously, it is necessary to trust in data security.
Envi facilitates data exchange, fostering collaboration. Imagine a global network where environmental data flows effortlessly beyond borders, disciplines, and organizations. Our platform breaks down silos and empowers collective action.
By leveraging algorithms, we predict environmental trends with precision. These models, our shared compass, guide policymakers, scientists, and communities. Together, we anticipate challenges and provide essential data for institutions to manage environmental crises.
Envi's intelligent systems illuminate the path forward when faced with critical choices, whether in disaster zones or boardrooms. Our commitment to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights underscores ethical data sharing. We empower informed decisions.
In this urgent race against time, Envi stands at the forefront of bridging data gaps and making and catalyzing an impactful future. Together, let us forge a sustainable future, one where data serves as a beacon of hope. Thank you.
One of our main goals concerns data predicting modeling to share data efficiently, reason why we asked AI to furnish a predictive analysis applied to a comparative study in order to predict the trajectory of the mass disasters around the Flumendosa River in Sardinia. Even though the two AI platforms consulted were almost aligned on several points, we found much more stimulating co-pilots proposed on how to structure a proper comparative analysis with specific regard to the application of cross-validation techniques and the focused use of geographic information systems. By making spatial analysis and visualization of the predicted trajectories to be aligned by support vector machines developing practically the predictive model.
Fellow visionaries, Envi responds to the urgent call of the European Union for project proposals, ready for any challenge, fearless, relentless, and committed. Our strength lies in our audacity to dream big, to disrupt the status quo, and to forge a path toward an empowerment of technology. So let's embrace the unknown, defy limits, and propel Envi forward. Because together we'll turn crisis into opportunity, and every decision we make will echo through generations.